Hello everyone, I am Rahman Sharif and welcome to the new video tutorial of Flutter with Firebase series. In this video, we are going to learn about how we can do authentication in Flutter with the help of Firebase. So let's go forward and take a look what we have to do first. Open your Firebase console, select the project that we made earlier in our previous videos. Once the project open, you can easily see in the left side corner is the authentication. Click on authentication, and after clicking on authentication, click on sign in methods. Now this is the new look that I'm looking in the Firebase console. In earlier days it was a list come here with all these things, but doesn't matter for us. So what we are going to learn today in this class, we are going to learn about how the anonymous signing. Actually, in a lot of application you can see that there is an option of guest signing. That is exactly what the anonymous signing. So first click on it and enable it. Once it will get enabled, click on save and let it complete the process. And now you can say the provider is anonymous and enabled here is showed easily. That means now you can do anonymous signing in a project with the help of this thing. In a previous video, we already discussed about how to set up the Firebase for Flutter. If you did not watch the video, please go back and watch the video, so that will make your mind clear about the Firebase and how to make use of Firebase in our Flutter application. One more thing we have to discuss about it, though I just forgot to discuss in the last video, is that Flutter you can make the iOS, Android and web application at the same time with the help of Firebase. So what we have to do, once you get here, click on add apps, and because we have done the setup for Android, go on web, and here you have to add that web applications. I can see you here. You can see with the help of this here your web apps that are already. So here you can see once you set up the web applications of Firebase, here you can get app keys and this thing. This will you have to use this in your Flutter application, depend on your requirement and the dependency that you use. So I'm just letting you know that sometimes you have to create the web apps, and this file you have to use in a Flutter application for make it run easier. So what we have to do, we have to open our VS Code because we are going to do code on a VS app. So first, as usual, we have to write run app. Sorry, that's what main function here. If you watch my earlier video, you will easily understand that why we have to do this. Here's the run app, and run app contain the material design app, material apps, and now we have to create a widget. So we have to create a stateless widget. Stateless, you just have to STL. If you write that, here you can say strategy account. So I'm going to name it my class. So once you done my class, click it, copy that. Sorry. Copy these things. Go to material again and home, and here you have to pass this, and that's you done with the material app. Material app means you are going to use the material app guidelines for your development of Flutter applications. So what we have to do, container, we should need a container. So I'm going to do just a rapid center. I'm just going to make a button for here. So let's container center, and container should contain a child widget. Child widget have a button. We can say here's a raised button. Actually we can use any of them. I'm not going to put any icon, so I'm just using buttons, a raised button. On pressed, here we have to call a function that let you enter in a Firebase, but right now it's okay. And now we have to put a child property of it. Child property should contain a text. We should display a text there, and then sign in with anonymously. So you can put any text that you want, doesn't need of it. Once you've done all this thing, we have to run the application for take a look that is it working correctly or not. So what we have to do, take your So look your screen. That first time I'm using in a video tutorial a VS Code Studio. So what we have to do, we have to little bit maybe possible that you are not familiar with this UI. So you have to go on the right side of the bottom and see, take a look. There is a Chrome web JavaScript. That means which emulator you want to run your application. That exactly the mean is that. So we click on it, and once as click you on that, you can see there's a list of emulator connected with your device or running on your device. If it's a physical device, it will also mention in the list. So what we have to do, we have to select Chrome because we are going to use the Chrome for debugging the application. So click on it and click here, or click on run. So it will take some time according to the device and according to the speed of your machine. And here you can say the device is currently run, the application you're running successfully on a device. And here is a button called as a center, and as I mentioned, we can click on it, but it will do nothing because we do not write any code for on click event. So now Firebase come into the existence for this application because we have to sign in the user. Let the user sign in. One user click on it. So what we have to do, we have to write a functions here. So let's start writing a function for the Firebase. Let's go void signing sign. And what we have to do first, we have to create a Firebase instance, Firebase auth instance. So here you type Firebase auth. Firebase auth dot instance. This will contain the instance of Firebase auth. Once you successfully complete, don't forget to enter the semicolons. If you are from the Kotlin background, usually I forget it because I am from the Kotlin background, and usually I'm experienced developer in Kotlin, so there is no mandatory for adding a semicolon, so I usually forget that. Let's back on the code, and what we have to do now, we have to get user credential. So here you can write user credential. It will result for you, and Firebase auth instance let you help the get it signing auth dot signing anonymously. Here's the more signing like with email, phone numbers and pop-up, but we have to use signing with anonymously. Here you can. So what is the exception here? Let me take a look. So that actually means it will take some time to return data, means we have to use async task here. Where you have to use here, we have to put the await keyword. So now the error gone, means what happened actually is here is Firebase auth.sign in anonymously can take some minutes, some seconds, take some time to return the result. So once it will take a time, and next code, if the next line of code runs, so that will produce a null time exception error, or the result is null. So what we have to do, we have to hold the code here when it's call it, and once the result get back to the results, then it will should run the next line. So that's await helper to do that. Hope you are aware with the thread and the coroutines. If not, please watch an related video on a YouTube, so that will get to help you to get understand more easily. As we are using async task, means it will return some data or time. It will take some time, or return this result in a future will take time. So that's why we have to use a future keyword here. So now if it runs successfully, result may contain user data. If result dot username user is equal to null, means there is some error happens, so we have to print error, right? Yeah. And if not equal to null, then print result or print successful message for the user. Sorry for the spelling of success. So let's run the code. So first of all, we have to call this function from the onClick listener. here. So I'm calling it, and once we call it, let's see what happens when you call it. This will not run the correctly, it will produce some error for us. Let's click and see what's happened. Once I click here, you can see the Firebase is not correctly initialized. What is that? Okay, just let me explain you that why I'm doing this, just to understand why this error come, because I know it will come. I said earlier, and just let me go your XML files, see your dependency, that what you're using. You have to use Firebase auth and Firebase core. These two are mandatory for using for you for make the Firebase correctly run authentication. These two, this one not a mandatory one for the authentication, but these two is a mandatory for the authentication. So let me explain you that why this error comes and what we have to do. Go to main, and here we have to initialize the Firebase. So go to Firebase dot initialize app, and initialize app needs some parameters. I need options. Option need a Firebase dot options. Firebase need a Firebase option. Firebase, where it is? Here it is, Firebase and option. So option, Firebase option need few things: app key, app ID, app messaging ID, and the project ID. So how we can get this is an important question of why this will need. The why this will need, let me explain this first. Because we have done so many times of Firebase installation in Android doesn't, but when you do this, Flutter can create an application for both at the same time, like Android, iOS and web. So this will know this can be used when you are dealing with a web application. So here it is, that's why it comes, that's why we need to implement it here. So as I explained you earlier, go to your Firebase console, go to your and here you can say I have two app and web app. So you have to do this also: create add app, create a web, put a name. Once you put all this, you will get the Flutter. Here you can get easily this information. This is the app key, app domain, project ID. So copy it from here and paste on it Flutter. Let me copy and paste it. So just copy and paste it and click on reload again. Click on here, let's see it's reload or not. The first thing I have to do. As you run the code, this code is run here easily, and whenever you click on it, here you send there's a message come with a success. One more time success will come because it's come earlier. We have to wait till the process happen of Firebase and get back the result here. Until that we can check it here. We can go here. We can go the authentication of your project and get to the user list. So this will also help you to check it out. Here you can set the users are already created for us. So let one more thing, click on more time here. I click multiple time here and wait, and now you can say 6 became the 15. So make it look again. Now I'm going to open it and click on here, and here you can say the 15 is screen to 18 because I click on 3 times. What it is, actually we have played 18 times here and 18 times success message has come. It's not printing on the new line, it's printing on just the number, that how many times it's printed here. Go to your Firebase and it will remain the same for you. Let me take a look after updating it. That is created a 16, 18 user or not. I just have to just a two, because anonymous is a guest signing which let you sign in for one time for one device actually. So that's how it's creating the things here. So in the upcoming video, we will see about how to sign in with the email and password and other signing method authentication of Firebase and other things Firebase. This playlist will remain short and only contain only the short information about how we can do. What we have to do to use a Firebase, mostly we have to use the right dependency. Actually go to the YUBS XML, the YAML file, and you see we have authorized the dependency. And we have to authorize some things in our Android too, like go to your app, and here you see, and Bill Gradle is here. You have to apply the right plugins for the right things as the documentation of Firebase says to you. That's completely easy, not any difficulty. It will get difficult. The most important thing about the web apps is that you have to create the web apps and use the some properties here. And for this video, the codes of this video that I have done here is get completely available for you on my GitHub. You have just have to visit in my GitHub account, and once you the link is in the description of the GitHub account, and you can click on it or download the code from there according to the lecture. Like there is an anonymous signing, the lecture number is usually 4, so you have to go in the lecture number 4 on the branches and download the code from there. That's quite simple, no need to worry about it. And I'm trying to put all the codes of the class code there. So thanks for being with me in the full video, and if you feel ever difficulties while a Firebase and anything in Android development or iOS development, JavaScript, website designing, you can free to ask. For this video lecture, if you have found that there is some difficulty to understand the things, write in the comments and I will try to reply as soon as I can. So thanks for watching, thanks for your time.